I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
And welcome back, folks. Oh, my on-air light is not on. Why does it say I'm buffering? Wow, that's crazy. What's going on there? Are we live or not? Are we live or not? Come on, YouTube. It says I'm not connected. Hey, what's going on here? There we go. Wow, that was bizarre. That was bizarre. Okay, the sound is okay. Let me turn my light on because I didn't turn on. I just rushed back in the studio. And now we're live on air. Sorry about that, folks. Welcome back to the program for this special science and technology broadcast. We are live. Thank you for that, Richard. But my studio is showing me it's buffering. I don't know why that is when it's actually streaming. Let me check my mobile, which is on. No, it's on this Wi-Fi. So let's see what's going on there. Very strange what's going on here right now. Okay, we go to. Could be my provider.
Step 2.
I'll skip the ads. No, it's working fine there. I'll skip the ads. Okay, get rid of that. All right, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, just trying to keep it going. It keeps giving me these messages. Anyway, so let's get to it. So it's no launch, no buffering on South Africa. That's great to hear, though. It just must be on my end. That's really bizarre since it's my content. It'll be buffering for me. But anyway, such is life in the tech world sometimes. Welcome back, folks. Third broadcast of the day. And this one about Starship. Donald Trump is supposed to be present for this one from the Boca Chica launch facility located in Texas down on the Caribbean. Arctic, how's it going there? As a pilot, would you like to pilot a Starship? I know I would. I just don't want to be in the situation of saying, Houston, we have a problem. In this case, it wouldn't be Houston, it'd be Boca Chica, we have a problem. That sounds kind of bizarre, but that would be the situation. All right, so we are 24 minutes and 46 seconds away from launch, and I'll be bringing that to you live here shortly. We just run through some of the details about this particular mission for those here. Oh, they have the Millennium Falcon, was 35 meters long. And this rocket is 70 meters, so it's twice the height of the Millennium Falcon. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a regular mission. That's the this one's 121 meters, I should say. So 35 is the Millennium Falcon. A person is 2 meters high. The Millennium Falcon is 35 meters. The Saturn V rocket is 70 meters. And this, oh my goodness, check this out. Let me get this here real quick. My goodness, don't go away. Come on, don't go. Come on. Look at all those engines, man. Look at all those engines. Wow. In fact, what I'm going to do is put myself on the screen now in this smaller version here. So here we go. There you go. Look at all those. Damn it. That is incredible, is it not? There you go. There's the Starship 6. Notice the heat shields are darker material now. And they don't go all the way around. They just go in the part where it has to, because that's the side that has to be shielded. So looking pretty interesting here. The launch will take place here, if all things go well, in about 23 minutes, 39 seconds. If we get up there and this thing is successful, it will land, I think, about an hour and 7 minutes after launch. So I intend to stay live throughout that. We'll chat about other things if necessary, but let me go ahead and get you what's going on. Let me say hello to everybody who's here. Just a small crowd. Teresa Smuts, Ants, Erica, it's me again, Richard Kuhn, Keith Alderson, Arctic, and that's everybody so far. Holy Schmidt says Ants. Indeed. Indeed. All right, let me go ahead and get into the special comments about this particular flight. This is the 6th test flight of Starship. We all remember the early ones. Kaboom! Remember those? Boy, that was epic. We had a lot of fun with that. And the launch is scheduled for a 30-minute launch window. We're currently in it, and all things are go. All systems are go at this hour. 22 minutes, 53 seconds before the launch from Boca Chica facility in Texas. Of course, in Hawthorne, California is where SpaceX's control center is at, its main location. So there you go. Look at that. There's the Starship with the Super Heavy. Can you see that? I think you can on my screen. Yep, there you go. So, wow. The Starship at the top. There's a hot stage in between. So, this is scheduled to go at 4 p.m. Central Time, which would be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight in South Africa. That's a previous flight right there. That's not current. Look at that. It's just amazing stuff. Anyway, Erica was about to go to bed. Trump has arrived already. Well, that's excellent. I haven't seen that appear yet. We'll see. So the schedule, of course, is dynamic, and it could change if there's an issue. But the weather is all systems go right now. The weather is fantastic. They're just running through the hot stage separation, all the things you'll see. Super heavy boost back burn takes place. Is that appearing on your screen? Let me take a look and see. Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right, so the fifth flight was a seminal moment in working towards a fully, rapidly reusable launch system. On the first attempt, the Super Heavy booster successfully returned to the launch site and was caught by the chopstick arms. Yep, and the catch at the tower of the starbase. Pretty cool stuff there. So that's from last time, what you're watching there. Oh, that's just gorgeous right there. Let me just take myself off the screen. Let's just look at that. That's the last one. The only thing that looks scary is look at all that flame coming off it. And there's where the chopsticks captured it on a sunset. Absolutely gorgeous. That was brilliant. Look at that. I mean, that's unbelievable. Only in America, folks. Only in America. Wow, look at that. That's how happy people were last time. The woke SpaceX team. So the upper stage went on to demonstrate several improvements in that fifth launch, resulting in a controlled entry and high accuracy splashdown in the target area over the Indian Ocean for the booster. Now, the next Starship test, this one here, aims to expand the envelope on the ship and the booster capabilities to get closer to bringing the reuse of the entire system online. That's what they're working towards. No disposable parts on these things. Wow, what is that? That's pretty wild. Looks like fluid there. But yeah, so we're 20 minutes now away from launch, and all systems are go at this point. Systems are nominal. Okay, so the objectives of this sixth launch include the booster once again returning to the launch site for a catch and reigniting the ship Raptor engine while it's in space. That's going to be kind of cool. Also, it's testing a suite of heat shield experiments, so we're checking out the heat shield on this one as well and doing some changes, maneuvering changes for the ship's re-entry and descent over the Indian Ocean. And the success of the first catch attempt demonstrated that the design feasibility while providing valuable data to continue improving hardware and software performance. That's what they got out of it. So there are hardware upgrades for this flight, and including additional redundancy to booster propulsion systems, increased structural strength at key areas, and shorten the timeline to offload propellants from the booster following successful catch. Well, yeah, because we saw that stuff burning on the side. The mission designers also updated the software controls to commit criteria for the booster's launch and return. So, wow, there you go. That's pretty cool. So they're kind of giving an animation of how the mission would go right now. This is exciting stuff, folks. Hot stage jettison, Starship ascent burn. Yeah, as it goes up into space. Yep. All right, so what else we got here to talk about here? The Super Heavy booster will require healthy systems on the booster and tower and a final manual command from the mission's flight director before it can launch. If it's not sent prior to completion of the booster burn back, or if the automated health checks show unacceptable conditions with the Super Heavy or the tower, the booster will default to a trajectory that takes it to a landing burn and soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. So they're coming back. If things aren't working properly, it will not try to land at the chopstick tower, but rather into the Gulf of Mexico. And SpaceX says they accept no compromise when it comes to ensuring safety of the public and their team. And the return will only take place if conditions are right, especially given that the president's there. They're not going to mess around with this now. Less than 20 minutes from launch at the Boca Chica launch facility. All right, that's pretty cool stuff. Now, Starship's upper stage is going to fly the same suborbital trajectory as the previous flight test with a splashdown targeted in the Indian Ocean, which kind of caught me by surprise last time. I didn't realize that's where it was going to take place. Additional objectives for this flight will be attempting an in-space burn using a single Raptor engine. This will further demonstrate the capabilities required to conduct a ship deorbit burn prior to orbital missions. Anyway, several thermal protection experiments and operational changes will test the limits of Starship's capabilities and generate flight data to inform plans for ship catch and reuse. Now, I wonder if they put like dummies inside of the capsule to simulate, a crew on it. That would be interesting to know. Now, the flight test will assess new secondary thermal protection materials and have the entire sections of heat shield tiles removed on either side of the ship in locations being studied for catch-enabling software on future vehicles. So they're going to take all of them off once it comes back. So it's important for this thing to successfully come back to the tower so they can remove those heat shields for scientific investigation. It'll also fly intentionally at a higher angle of attack in the final phase of descent, purposely stressing the limits of flap control. So if the flaps get out of control, then we're going to know about it. My doorbell's ringing. I have no idea what for. Give me a moment to go check on that, and I'll let you guys listen into Starship while I do that, okay?
We can push and discover the vehicle's true limits as we plan for future ship return and catch.
And even though ship recovery is not expected today, the telemetry and data we receive all the way to the end is what we're looking for and what will help us get to a rapidly reusable Starship of the future.
Now, just like Flight 5, one of our objectives for Flight 6 is attempting to return the booster to the launch site to be caught by the tower. The booster for this flight has upgrades to add redundancy across its propulsion system, increase the structural, as well as increasing the structural strength in a few spots. We've also implemented a few changes across both ship and tower to try and speed up the post-catch timeline. Returning vehicles to the launch site leverages the same hardware that we use for stacking ahead of flight, making our infrastructure multi-purpose. And in order for us to achieve that rapid reusability that we keep talking about, we need a quick turnaround. And you can't get much faster than returning the launch vehicle right back there to where it needs to launch from again.
Exactly. In this video, you can see our original render of booster catch alongside the actual footage of catch from Flight 5. This video is just mind-blowing to see the predicted versus reality. And just like the last flight for today's booster catch, there are thousands of criteria that need to.
All right, I'm back. I hope it didn't bore you. Maybe they were more interesting than I am, but yeah, that was a solicitor at the door. Here locally, a local town nearby has a no solicitation policy. I don't know if my township has that, but we constantly get barrage of people knocking on the door trying to sell us this, sell us that, whether it's yard cleaning or mowing or weeding or grass or, you know, all kinds of things. And the people who came by offered a service that I previously had here, and I canceled the service because it wasn't really meeting my needs. So, no, it's not the FBI. No. If they'd been the FBI, I would be face down on the floor right now with handcuffs. The FBI doesn't ring the door. They just break in. The way it works is like this. FBI, boom, and they come in. Yeah, it's just like watching TV. So anyway, that's a beautiful site right there, isn't it? The Boca Chica launch facility in Texas. It's just pretty wild, folks. This is a private enterprise, a private company that accomplishes more in space than Russia can do, more than China can do, more than the United States can do, more than any country in the world. SpaceX, the brainchild of a young Elon Musk 25 years ago, is launching rockets into space and launching astronauts into space. Here we are with Starship on its 6th flight. Remember the first and second flights? Kaboom, kablooey. Wow. So welcome back to the program, folks. We're now less than 15 minutes away from launch. Remember, Donald Trump is present. I haven't seen him. They haven't put him on the screen. This is a live feed from SpaceX via their site, their Twitter site. Oops, looks like the camera got hung up there for a second. Now, I wonder how they take this roundabout image. Is this a drone flying around? Could be. Could be. SpaceX is a high-tech company, and they have listened to their engineers and to the public because we were a little frustrated with some of their launches because they didn't have cameras where they should have them. Now they have cameras everywhere. So 14 minutes away from launch. This, again, is footage of a previous launch and a previous landing. So that's the last one, I believe, when they did the tower. Yeah, which was kind of cool. Look at that sunset last time. That's just stunning. I mean, look at it coming. It looks like it's not going to land straight, but it sure does. Look at that. It's like, oh, no, oh, baby. Will it make it? Oh, no, it's going to hit the tower. Nope. It just kind of slid right in there. Look at that. What kind of attitude control do you have to make that happen? That's incredible. An uncontrolled catastrophic deconstruction. Yeah, UCD. Exactly. That's what it was on that kaboom. We really had a lot of fun with that kaboom. I mean, Starship learned a lot. I should say SpaceX learned a lot from Starship. That was pretty cool. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 13 minutes now before launch. Will it be a drone? Will be a drone. Yeah, no, that's what I think was a drone. I mean, back in the day, there were no drones. So they had to have a helicopter do that. Of course, helicopter had to keep a certain distance. So is that a ladder at the bottom? No, I don't think so. So we're getting close here. When you get to T-minus 10, I'll turn on the woke SpaceX broadcasters and let you listen to them for a short period of time before we go back. And then we'll go from there. Flow Rugby, New Zealand, All Blacks versus Fiji. What's this?
How are you spending your holidays? Stuck standing in line? You could have paid less at Aldi.
Not listening to this. I'm not going to Aldi. It was an advert. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if it's a ladder. So, yeah, folks, this will be pretty cool. We've been doing this for a long time. Again, there's about an hour between the actual launch and the landing for the chopsticks, which is what we all want to really see. So either we stop and go or we just stick with it. But there are some thresholds here. You got main engine cutoff, second engine cutoff, MECO, SECO, and lots of other things. You got max stress coming up. Yeah, so, yep. Anyway, that's all coming up. But, I mean, if you think about it, this is just the brainchild of someone who came up with this. And, look, I mean, to be fair, private corporations built the spaceships in the past, but it was under the direction and control of NASA. This is done completely independently. It's a private company, and they just sign a contract, and they deliver a service for NASA. Well, that's the intent right there, to go to Mars. That's what this ship is being designed for. So, yep. Wouldn't that be something? Wow. So, pretty cool stuff here when you think about it. For all the people that deny the moon landing, I always find it entertaining. So are you denying all these launches? Denying all the satellites that provide us communications? Now there's a rendition of a NASA ship on the moon, the surface of the moon, which could provide a lot of useful information for us. That's a vision, an artist rendition of carrying a payload, I assume. That's a huge payload. We're down almost 10 minutes here.
This capability by launching 2 Starships and having them meet up to transfer tons of cryogenic propellants. Now, when the time comes to land on the moon, Starship will link up with NASA's Orion spacecraft in lunar orbit, where astronauts will transfer over for their descent. Now, once on the lunar surface, they'll ride the elevator down in their Axiom EMU.
So they're talking about the Orion mission. That's, of course, NASA's, their main concern is in getting the first women on the moon and getting the first people of color on the moon. And they state that quite unashamedly. That's their primary mission, is to get people of color and women on the moon. I thought it was to safely get a moon base established, but hey, that's just me. Call me crazy. Did the chat die? I don't see any chat coming through right now. Maybe I just don't have the right angle here. No, you guys have gone silent. Chat rate is 0 at the moment. Wow, that's interesting. Right. Okay, back to that. We're at almost T minus 10 minutes and counting. We'll get to that in a moment.
And Starlink. Today we're testing hardware and systems, and we need to know how they perform under the most extreme conditions.
Of course you do.
And what's more extreme, Ben?
T minus 10 on my mark.
We'd much rather find the bugs and limits now during
Mark,
testing
T minus
and
10 and counting.
On the line.
All right, I don't need to listen to the woke SpaceX crew. T minus 10 minutes and counting. We are getting close to another launch of Starship, the 6th one. I think we've covered 4 of the 6. We missed 2 in the middle there. We got 5. We got 1, 2, and 3. And we got this one, so I think we missed 4. No, we missed 1, 2, 5, and 6. Maybe we missed 3 and 4. That's what it was. Janet's here. Arctic is here. Oh, we're busy but listening. Okay. All right, cool beans. I just thought we lost everybody there for a second. You got to be careful. So as we approach the final countdown, it's the final countdown. Now, Ronaldo asked me if I was covering this, and then he isn't here. Why did he ask me if I'm covering it? I would have a sex change to go to the moon, says Ants. I'm really not that hip on going to the moon that I'm willing to do that. Anyway, check that bad boy out. Look at all those heat shield tiles. It's incredible. Think about the ones that are curved around those wings. That's absolutely incredible. What stress they're going to have to deal with coming back. What gets me is that, look at the edges there. You would think there would be space for those edges, for those tiles to come off, but because they aren't contoured to go along the surface. So. And that looks like a grain silo, doesn't it? It looks like a grain silo. That's where you put maize inside of. That's what it looks like to me, but I'm just saying. So Akan is saying that in the Netherlands, it's 10:51 at this hour. Indeed, it may be. There's 1.6 million people at the Twitter feed for SpaceX and 21 here at our feed. So they're firing up on the nose cone there of the Starship 6. So this will be pretty interesting to see. Is that just bad soldering job I see there? Just to the side of the image of where I'm coming through. If you look, you can't see it anymore now. We've zipped away from there. Anyway, that's the other side. Look at those flaps they've put on there. That's pretty cool. There's a nice view from a distance of the Boca Chica launch facility. Are we looking at the same place? No, that's not. That must be where they build the darn things.
For larger propellant tanks, increasing the propellant capacity from 1,200 tons to 1,500 tons. The forward flaps also got a redesign. They have shrunk in size and they also shifted in location.
Yes, they have.
Both of these things will help better protect them during entry heating while still providing control. There's also a wide range of upgrades.
When we talked about that in the last launch, I talked about how those things were really superheated. Those frickin' fins where it looked like they're going to burn off. Remember that last time when they came back? That was really something that got our attention. We're approaching 7 minutes now before launch. Yeah, 1,700 tons. Can you imagine that? Just put it in your mind. What is this thing here? They're trying to melt something?
We're able to more closely simulate Mars's 95% carbon dioxide atmosphere.
Aside from looking awesome, this is important testing. The intense heat of entry will cause the CO2 to break down into its base elements, exposing Starship to atomic oxygen, which increases surface heating and can cause materials to oxidize or start to break down. Spacecraft entering over Mars encountered more than twice the amount of atomic oxygen at their peak when compared to Earth. And that is certainly a unique.
That is unique, especially given the atmosphere is so thin on Mars, yet you're experiencing twice the atmospheric oxygen. Whew. And there you go. So there's the Boca Chica launch facility with Starship 6 on the pad, ready to launch in approximately 6 minutes and 20 seconds. All systems are go. And unlike in Florida, you don't see a lot of pleasure boaters out there because this is kind of remote. Off the coast of Florida, Cape Canaveral is not too very far from major population centers. So a lot of times people like to get their boats out there in the unrestricted space and just kind of keep an eye on it. This looks like a kind of, like a waste and marshland here, like the water is on all different sides there when you look at Boca Chica. So Erica's very tired. I'm sorry to hear that, Erica. Hopefully you can stay awake for the launch because I'm going to get excited when that launch takes place in 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Should be pretty cool. We're going to light this candle and we'll see if Starship goes up. I'm actually more excited to see successful stuff than the kabooms. Although the kabooms were pretty fun. Really enjoyed the kabooms. But they are just not what we really need now. We need success here. So SpaceX. Donald Trump is apparently at the Boca Chica station there in Texas, excuse me. So good evening, Recurrent. Good to see you tune in. Yeah, so let's see what happens here as we approach 5 minutes before launch. When we get to 5 minutes, I'll turn on the woke SpaceX commentators, and we'll go from there, and then we'll put them back on silent. There you go. Lots of liquid propellant in this thing. 5 minutes and 8 seconds.
For the deflector system begins
on my mark, it'll be T minus 5.
Any issue after that would be an automatic scrub for the day, as the teams would need to refill.
All right, so we've still got a few key points here to ensure the launch takes place. Got a few key points to break down here. So wind is at 26 kilometers per hour. Temperature is 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Quite a lovely day on the Caribbean. Beautiful weather down there. So Erica's going to stay for the launch, but she probably won't make it to the. Hey, how's it going, Rick? She won't make it to the landing, which takes place about an hour and 7 minutes after launch. Weather is a go, range is a go, and the vehicle itself is a go. All systems are go as we count down to the final 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the launch, folks. This is cool stuff. I mean, I grew up as a little kid, the Apollo program, the launch, the moon landing, which some people say is fake, and then the shuttle program, and then nothing for years. Such disappointment. By now, we expected to have people working and living for stretches on the surface of the moon in lunar caves, protecting them from ultraviolet radiation and extreme weather. Yeah. Oh, Rich remembers the first shuttle launch. So do I. Man, never forget that. You had all those shuttles, the Enterprise, the Challenger. Oh, man. So amazing stuff. Yep. So, there it is. This is incredible. Let me let you get a shot of that so you can see that from above. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Obviously, it looks like they built up the area because it's kind of washed away. Kind of disrupted the natural flow of water, if you see there. Oop, what happened there? All right, we're down to 3 minutes, folks. We're getting close. We're getting close. If the mission is scrubbed, then we'll wrap it up for the day. If it takes off, then we will hopefully enjoy this flight. So we'll take us to the moon, SpaceX or Artemis. Well, Artemis is supposed to go on a Falcon 9 rocket. SpaceX, well, Artemis is the mission, Arctic. SpaceX is delivering the launch vehicle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not United Launch Alliance, and if it was, it won't be anymore. No, it's SpaceX, their Falcon 9, and their Crew Dragon capsule. It won't be the Starship. Starship is for Mars. It can be used for the moon, but the plan for this is Mars. That's what it's all set up for. Yep. So, Ants remembers the moon landing. Well, there you go. It is a beautiful day there in Texas. I wonder if that's inside the craft, whatever that is, that housing there. That's interesting. Or is that inside the tower? Not sure what we're looking at right now. Looks like something inside a space movie. That's what it looks like. Babylon 5. The last of the Babylon stations. Earth's experiment. The last outpost. Babylon 5. 2 minutes to launch, folks, from the Boca Chica launch facility in Texas. Wow. Wow. Here we go. On my mark, it'll be T-2.
So all of that propellant in the ground systems is going to get pushed back to the tanks, clear out everything around the pad right before we light those 33 engines and take off.
Okay, so we're T-2. I thought there was a pause.
Reminder, you're going to see fire start at the bottom. You're going to see the deflector start at about 10 seconds before launch. Lots of water to help dissipate all that heat, all that sound. And then the engine starting up in 3 different groups. And then about a second after T0, we should see liftoff.
All right.
About 2.5 minutes into the flight, a little bit longer, we'll see hot staging. And that's when we're going to be listening really close on those loops to see if we're going to be bringing the booster back for a catch today. Do always want to caution, it's never a guarantee. We've done this once. We'll see if we do it again. We're only going to do it if the booster and the tower are looking really good before we attempt to bring it back here.
All right.
Coming up on a minute, not tracking any holds.
T-1 minute counting on my mark.
So as long as we don't have any last second things, which do happen.
Mark, T-1. And we've passed a go threshold here. There'll be another one at T-30.
T-1 minute.
It's confirmed. System is all ready to launch. You can hear the crew in Hawthorne,
seconds, that T-40.
California. T-40. All right.
And we flew right through that.
All right, we're looking good. All systems are go. T-30.
Flight directors, go for launch.
Yes! Go for launch.
All right, we're now T-20 seconds until liftoff of Starship Flight 6. This will mark our second attempt to catch the Super Heavy booster at the launch tower.
T-10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And ignition. We have ignition. There she goes. Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo. It looks so slow when it takes off, but look at that propellant, man. Violet covered exhaust. Oh, now she's going fast. Woo, baby, look at that.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Booster Raptor, chamber pressure nominal.
Unbelievable. T+40. Whoops, camera went out. There we go. Signal.
Booster and ship, avionics, power, and telemetry nominal.
Look at all those engines. You can see the little symbol down the left-hand side of your screen there. That's all the engines, the Raptor engines. That is incredible. 1,500 tons of propellant. You wouldn't want to light a match near that.
Field
All right, we're
reached
just a little over a minute
maximum
into flight.
dynamic pressure.
We're about 6 miles away, so all the sound's still hitting us here. Hearing good call-outs that power telemetry nominal. That's
all looking good so far.
We do see all 33 Raptor engines lit up on telemetry screen.
Look at that exhaust.
At this point, we've passed through that point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, that max
The
Q.
amazing amount of energy it takes to escape Earth's gravity is just
Now,
insane.
coming up in just a little over a minute from now is going to be hot staging. So we're going to see the 6 engines on the ship ignite while still attached to the booster. Just before that, we'll see all but 3 center engines on the booster shut down. In what we call MECO, it's most engines cut off instead of main engine.
Oh, so most engines, they've changed it. Okay.
And so while we continue to watch it go up, a lot of our flight controllers looking at all the systems around the tower. Again, we have to send a manual command.
Wow. A manual command, so it's not automated this time.
Just about 30 seconds away from hot staging.
4,000 kilometers per hour and an altitude of 46 kilometers at this stage. Getting a little bit of a tough angle there. You're going to have to adjust the camera, folks. There they go. Look at that go. Oof. Man. Launch was incredible, was it not? Absolutely incredible. Speed continues to increase up to 4,900 and 5,000 kilometers per hour.
We heard the tower is go for catch.
Booster engine cutoff.
The
All right.
return flag is set for true.
Okay, so the tower can take the rocket back, or the ship back. There's the booster coming off.
Stage separation.
Separation complete.
All right, hot staging confirmed.
Looking good.
6 lit on the ship. Booster boost back going.
Check that out.
For catch. Kate, Jesse, take the views. Hopefully I got a booster coming home real soon.
Wow, from our view here, Dan, great views of planet Earth behind that super heavy booster. Right now it is performing the
Ship
boost
chamber
back
pressure
burn.
nominal.
Good news there, telling us that the pressures inside the ship are good. That is the second stage, or the upper portion of the vehicle. Follow along with the telemetry on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, you've got the two telemetries.
Yeah,
you've got the
booster
left-hand
is
side
Super
and
Heavy
the right-hand
is
side.
currently
On the right
in
is
its
the
boost back
ship
burn, this
going
boost
up,
back
Starship.
burn.
The booster's on the left. You can see 3 engines
This
fired
boost back
right now.
burn lasts just a little bit over a minute, so we've got a little, approximately.
So there was a burn there. On the left-hand side, there are no boosters currently firing. That's the booster coming down. No engines firing on it as it descends. The Starship is on the right-hand side. The telemetry data now approaching 7,000 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 108. The booster is not much lower than that at 97 kilometers as it sort of free falls down right now. So yeah, you're seeing that looks like it just happened. So the separation there. But there are no rockets firing currently on the booster as it comes down, but the engines are still firing on the Starship. And you see the booster coming down from above. Let me move myself out of the way. There it is over there. That's the booster on the left-hand side.
All right, now just real quick, we did hear the call out, booster offshore divert. Unfortunately, that means that we are no-go for the catch. As we said before, both the tower and the vehicle, as well as the operators on console, have been actively evaluating the commit criteria for that return to the launch tower. And unfortunately, we did not have a pass on those commit criteria. So we are no-go for tower catch.
That
We
sucks.
did mention that. We're constantly evaluating the criteria for catch. There's a lot of things that need to go well in order to line that up. Unfortunately,
And they didn't all go well. So there will be no tower catch. That sucks buttermilk. That sucks buttermilk. Well, let's wait for the booster to come back down in the Indian Ocean. It's now 72 kilometers. You can see it there on the left-hand side. So something didn't go right. It's not a disaster. The ship is fine, but something didn't go right. Very strict criteria for the catch to come back down. So the chopsticks are not going to happen on this mission. That sucks buttermilk big time. All right, so you can see that's the Starship now, the view from Starship at an altitude of 137 kilometers, 11,500 kilometers per hour. No tower catch, Erica, so you don't have to stay up for an hour. Yep. That really, really sucks. So I'm going to hang around for this booster to come back down now at 43 kilometers, descending rather rapidly at 3,800 kilometers per hour, 3,900. It will fire its rockets shortly to slow down its descent, and it lands at about 7 minutes into it. You can see it descending there. Look at that. You can see 29 kilometers. We're coming down very quickly here and very fast. Those rockets should fire very soon. Otherwise, that thing is going to burn up. Let's listen at this stage.
Yeah, once again, we are attempting an offshore landing of the Super Heavy booster. So we have seen this before, and it is still very fun to watch, watching it come down for a soft splashdown off the Gulf Coast of Texas. You
Okay,
can see
so
it
not
there
in the Indian Ocean.
re-entering. We saw earlier those grid fins. There are 4 hypersonic
There you go.
fins.
There you go.
The landing
Engines fired. Here you go.
on the Super
Coming
Heavy
down from the platform in the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico.
Saturn 13 engines will light. Gone down to 3, just as we expected.
There it is.
And what an incredible view of splashdown that we got
Wow.
today.
Look at that.
Of Super Heavy.
Oh, she's collapsing. It collapsed.
will be
It
pretty
went into the water.
Once again,
It tipped
So we need to
over.
confirm a water landing once again for the Super Heavy booster. Congrats to the SpaceX team for
Yeah. Congrats to SpaceX team, but you ain't full of me. I saw it fall. It landed, and then it went like this. Did you see that, folks? Did you see it? I saw that. It landed, and then it went whoop, Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. All right, there you go. That is Starship, 7 minutes in now. Wow. 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 That was a bit surprising. That was a bit surprising to see that thing. Look at that thing, man. It's moving fast. You can see that it's going the opposite direction of the Earth now. Usually it goes with the direction of the Earth, so that's pretty wild. But there will not be a tower catch. That's unfortunate. And we saw the booster land at sea and then fall over. Yeah, Eric Arctic says fine, they can go fishing. Indeed, they're going to have to go fishing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 3 engines are firing right now.
We can see on our screen ship giving us some incredible views brought to us by Starlink. This view is also very interesting because we can see basically the receding tile line that we referred to earlier, where we mentioned we have removed a number of heat shield tiles in order to test out and push the envelope on the ship and demonstrate what its capabilities are.
Ship engine cutoff.
And there we just heard call out for SECO, ship engine cutoff. Great news there. Everything continuing to look awesome.
Looks to me like the engines are still running.
Full view looking aft on ship here.
Ship FTS is saved.
Looks to me like the engines are still running.
Nominal orbit insertion.
There's that call out we were waiting for. Confirmation of good orbital insertion for ship today.
It has been a very exciting afternoon so far. We'd like to send it back over to Dan, who can give us that live view experience. Dan, once again, are you okay after witnessing another Starship launch?
That's a bizarre angle.
Totally fine. You guys have to be jealous. This is the only way to do this. This is fantastic. No, it was really cool to see a liftoff, 33 out of 33. Didn't go for the booster catch today. Initially, we were good, and then we tripped a commit criteria and did the offshore divert. So we went and did that water landing, as everybody saw. We'll dig into it a little bit more, but again, we've done it once, we've now done it twice. We're going to keep trying to do it, as this is just a core capability of Starship and what's going to make it so incredible. There's a lot left. We're just about almost 10 minutes into this flight, so about 50 plus minutes still to go. Ship nominal orbit, so it's on its way around the planet. It's going to attempt to do an in-space burn. We're going to light one of those Raptor engines, the sea level ones in the middle, just to help demonstrate that we can relight in that microgravity environment. Really critical for deorbit burns as we start to do some orbital missions in the not too distant future. And then following that, we'll see a ship entry, maybe a splashdown. As you guys said, we're really going to be pushing ship on this one. We're pretty much intentionally putting it in places where we expect it might not do so great, and all that's to try and help us learn, see if we were a little too conservative, and then maybe that opens up more capability for when we start catching them. But I'll check back in with everybody in a little bit. I'm going to tune in and watch the ship fly around planet Earth, and hopefully we see it re-entering in the not too distant future. Back over to you guys.
Well, how cool is this, folks? Because in the past, we didn't have cameras that were feeding us live feeds of the ship as they were around the planet before. Now we have it because of Starlink. They're feeding us off the satellite network. Yeah, Star Cams. Okay, all right. Yeah, so there you can see the fin assembly on the back of Starship 6 as it orbits the Earth, going the opposite direction of our rotation, as you can see. Not really going with the rotation. So, yeah, they tripped one of the criteria that will prevent them from doing the grab on the tower. They landed the booster at sea, supposed to be at land as well, and the booster landed at sea. And then from what I could see, it landed successfully, but then it kind of like fell over on its side. Yeah, so anyway, let me just take a quick look at what the other key moments in this mission are supposed to be. So I'll see whether it's worthwhile for you all to hang out here. Here we go. That's pretty cool. I mean, the engine is supposedly shut off, but I guess that's just atmosphere burning off the ship that we see right now. So we are now, 10 minutes, 12 minutes into the flight? 12 minutes, yes, 12 minutes. So the next event is not until 37 minutes into the flight. And then re-entry is at 47. And then it's supposed to land at an hour and 5 minutes. Landing burn is 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 1 second. So it's a bit late for folks in South Africa. So, yeah, a bit disappointing that they're not going to do the tower grab. That just kind of sucks. But, it can't always go according to plan. Sometimes things just don't go well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, folks, because I'm not going to keep you sitting around for another 45 minutes just to see this thing land, since it's going to land at sea anyway. But you can tune into SpaceX on X on Twitter, and you can see the live landing in about 50 minutes, 40 for about 45 minutes if you want. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I do appreciate you guys being here. And once again, this has been Starship 6 launch. Disappointed that we did not see Donald Trump. I thought we would see Trump, but we see no Donald Trump here. So that's going to do it 13 minutes into the flight. Normally I stay much longer, but anyway, it's late for people in South Africa, so I'm going to let you all go. That's most of my audience. The rest of you, if you want to stay up and check it out, just go to SpaceX on Twitter, and you can find it. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you here tomorrow on the program. It's Wednesday. A little bit earlier news tomorrow. So thanks a lot for being here. Cheers. Be safe.